Louis, if you could state your name for the record and then proceed, you have 6 minutes. Thank you.
Aloha. I'm Deb Lewis, retired colonel, U.S. Army, 34 years service. We have our Veterans Day Parade. I want to remind everyone the Veterans Day Parade has been around. This is our 12th year, I think, and I've done it for 4 years. It's always the first Saturday before the 11th. That's before the 11th, which is November 11th. And we have a parade, and it is about celebrating service. And you can go on our website. I see that we have David Corrigan from Big Island Video News. He's on our website as well, www.hivetparade.org. You can get all parade details and especially find out about who's serving our great community. I want to talk about service for a moment. You know, when we look at issues with a tiny microscope, we see something. When we expand that view, we see something entirely different. I chose to go into the military because I could. I was free to do that, as my father had done before me. I also know history. We have a lot of history, but we don't seem to learn much. And just statistics since the 1900s, 1918, the reason November 11th is important is because that was Armistice Day. In 1918, 100 years ago, this whole world was fighting. And at the end of World War I, we had 20 million deaths because people were trying to kill each other. And then I go back in history and I say, well, what else? What happened on Pali Lookout? And I look and I see in 1795, we had the Battle of Nuuanu, where the island people were fighting each other. And Kamehameha was trying to unify us. And they have the remains of over 800 warriors that were at the base of that cliff. War is ugly. War is messy. And there is a lot of collateral damage. And it's not just the warriors who fight, but it's everyone who has to pick up the pieces. And that's what service is about. We thought that in 1919, women earned the right to vote. You know, we shouldn't have had to earn it, but we actually got it, not until 1919. It wasn't until 1965 that we actually had everybody voting. It's amazing to me that people look at a tiny perspective and do not understand the big picture. The world out there is ugly. In World War II, 50 to 80 million people died, far more than World War I, and we continue to die. In the war that I fought, Iraq, we've had over 4,000 people die trying to help the Iraqi people, and what I learned is they're just like us. They want a better life. They want to be able to go to work. They want to be able to have their children in school. They want to create a better life, and that's what service does. And we have hundreds of service organizations, and I'm proud to say I think we're approaching 100 groups that are going to be participating in our Veterans Day Parade in order to tell the world what they're doing. And I intend to continue to work women's leadership issues. I know we have at least 10 organizations on the island, but the more we work together is how we're going to get things done. And if we choose to go negative, I can tell you that it steals your best. I'm an expert in that. I'm a mental toughness expert. And I just want to say that as we go forward, when we make choices and act in ways that make us stronger and better, we make life better for all, and that's called service. So thank you for allowing me to be a part of the parade. Thank you for all your support for veterans, but for this community in particular.
Thank you for your testimony.